Your most accurate forecast with meteorologist-Nicondra Norwood.
Well, we're taking a look from our Landry Lake cam, and boy, looks a little ominous out there on the lake. The sun is setting, the winds are blowing, and one thing that you'll notice here, if you look very closely, see that water is moving away from us. We've still got a strong south wind around here, and those clouds have been zooming on past. Now, our Viper radar had quite a bit of lightning and storms showing up. We're going to try to get that popped back on there. In the meantime, we do have a tornado watch that is in effect. All of these areas highlighted in yellow are severe thunderstorm warnings, and a new severe thunderstorm warning showing up here as you go to the south. This is for Assumption Parish, Lafourche Parish, St. John is included in this, as well as Terrebonne around Homa. A new thunderstorm warning for that area as those storms are continuing to push to the north. We've been watching that through the day today. In addition, behind the front, we're going to be looking at very gusty winds until 6 a.m. on Wednesday. Wind advisory for all the areas highlighted in brown here. So continuing to look for those strong winds around here, strong rainstorms around, and we've had some earlier. If you look at the reports, possible tornado out near Zachary, possible tornado around Picayune, some wind damage across Franklinton. Here's the storm reports where they read for you. Some trees down on Highway 25, that's going to be north of Clifton. We're looking for some thunderstorm wind damage around Mount Herman. They saw trees down. This happened about 4:30 this afternoon. And then if you were with us watching through the hour, just around the 3 o'clock hour, 3:30, we started seeing an incredible return on the radar. Emergency management reported injuries in Pearl River County based on a possible tornado that law enforcement had reported shortly earlier around Whitechapel Road. So that's something that we're going to continue to investigate, and we'll be looking at. The Weather Service is going to go out there and investigate to see if there was an actual tornado. Very likely that we did see that based on some of the reports that we've been getting back. Looking at this line here, more intense portion of that storm to the north. We do want to focus in on the new area of warnings, though, that you maybe have had a break here for a while on the south shore, where Terrebonne Parish is beginning to see a little bit more of the effects of the southern end of the storm right now. It's been breaking up a little bit, but we do have one or two little areas in here that are still fairly intense, and this is one of the reasons why the Weather Service is putting out that warning. If we can pause that out and maybe see where some of the strongest parts of this storm are, what you're going to notice is that we do have some of those very bright red areas, and I see here the red turning on. That's going to be in that last frame or so. I saw that pop up, wondering if that was actually a tornado warning that was going to be coming up for the little area of the storm here in northern Lafourche. We've got some hail centers in here. The bright purples indicate that that's where you might see hail. And let's see if we can zoom in a little bit closer here and see if we can see any more activity. Sometimes there's just that one little area showing you where there might be some of those stronger winds, and I think we do see one back here where there's a bright red. We do have the strong hail. Those colors, the veil density, talks about moisture that's moving up into the atmosphere, and that is an indication of strong winds. Also, we've got this little area back here where you're seeing the bright reds moving in. All of these areas indicating that there's some strong wind with this storms as it continues to move to the east. But this is along our cold front that stretches all the way back to the north shore. Another intense section moving through western Washington Parish right now, or eastern Washington Parish, and into western Pearl River County, right along the Mississippi border. All that bright red, all the lightning involved in this. We've got lightning strike counter up to about 230. But one thing to notice is a little while ago, we were seeing as many as 1,000, 1,200 lightning strikes in this portion of this system. So it has reduced significantly in intensity. And as it is now moving across portions of St. Tammany Parish, heading out back towards the areas to the east, you're going to start to see things beginning to improve behind this storm system. So northern Tangipahoa, things are looking better for you. Break in the city right now. Things are very calm, but we are waiting on the backside of that line of storms to make its way in here and allow us to get into some of that stronger activity. What's going on? Well, we had that warm, moist air in place. You probably went out about 10 o'clock and said, wow, the rain is gone, it's done, now it's going to be a great Christmas day. And it was great for a couple of hours, but all that energy, temperatures in the mid-70s, dew points in the 60s, that's what's fueling the storms that we have around here this evening. Strong winds out of the south. 20, 30 mile per hour winds. Back behind the front, those winds turn around to the west and they pick up again once we get the opportunity to see the winds turn. 28 mile per hour wind back there at Dallas. So that's what we're going to be looking for. That's why we have the wind advisory tonight. Right now, it's the big upper low that's pushing along, helping to move that front through here. We are going to continue to monitor these storms, and if we check out our Viper model, what we're going to see on the timing is that we have had the opportunity to really deal with most of the storm activity, and we're going to get this through here very quick order, whereas we were at 5 o'clock right now, lining up pretty well, maybe a touch to the east, pushing through here as we get into the later evening hours. We're going to move it along, and what you're going to see happening is that by the time we get into the late night, overnight, those winds turn to the north. We get the cooler, drier air moving in. Things really improve around here. So right now, temperatures are in the 70s. We are going to continue to watch this low moving on and pushing off to the north and east. Overnight lows tonight are going to start to drop. We'll see some much cooler conditions by the time we get into Wednesday morning with those storms ending. It will be windy still. Few clouds around early, a sunny midday, a chillier day with temperatures in the middle 50s, even with all the sunshine. And in your extended forecast, cool, nice, sunny as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, maybe not quite so nice. We start to see some nastier weather coming back into the picture again, but I don't think we're going to be dealing with anything like we have around today. That front will push through, and then the weekend turns out so far looking so good for our New Year's forecast. Marine, not good. Small craft advisory, gale warnings behind that front. It's going to take a bit to calm things down, and the weather phone is there when you need it at 833-0000. Also got that Fox 8 weather apps if you need it while you're moving around tonight.
Busy Christmas day for the weather department, huh?
Very busy Christmas day. And you know, the big thing with this is I know a lot of folks are maybe not so focused on the weather, so not to have people get caught off guard.
Good point.
And hopefully we were able to get that message out early.
Hopefully, yeah.